Claire Bennett had mastered the art of pretending she was fine. Every morning in her Portland townhouse, she moved through a routine with quiet efficiency coffee brewing, laptop open, emails answered before noon. She worked for a publishing company based in New York, editing manuscripts from her small home office. Her life looked stable, organized, safe. But when the workday ended and the screen went dark, the silence in her house felt louder than any noise. 3 years earlier, her long-term relationship had ended with a calm conversation and packed boxes. No shouting, no drama, just people admitting they wanted different futures. Claire had nodded, agreed, acted strong. She told friends she valued independence. She told her parents she was focusing on her career. Told herself she didn't need anyone. At first, it felt empowering. She painted the bedroom walls a soft gray, donated old photos, rearranged furniture. She made the house her own. She joined a gym, tried new recipes, even downloaded a dating app once. But after a few awkward conversations and one disappointing coffee date, she deleted it. The effort felt exhausting. Hope felt risky. So she stopped trying. Her world became smaller but easier. Work, groceries, occasional texts with friends who lived in other states. Holidays spent visiting family in Chicago, where her mother gently asked, "Are you seeing anyone?" Claire always smiled and changed the subject. Back in Portland, evenings stretched long. She would heat leftovers, sit on the couch, and scroll through her phone. Sometimes she watched romantic movies and told herself they were unrealistic. Other nights she read manuscripts late just to avoid the quiet. She slept on one side of the bed and left the other untouched. Loneliness didn't arrive all at once. It settled slowly, like dust. She noticed it most on weekends. Saturdays used to mean brunch plans or hiking trips. Now they meant laundry and errands. On Sundays, she walked through her neighborhood, watching couples push strollers or hold hands. She told herself she was observing, not longing. One rainy Tuesday afternoon, while editing a chapter about second chances, her doorbell rang. The sound startled her. Almost no one rang her bell. She glanced at the clock. 5:17 p.m. For a moment, she considered ignoring it. But something pulled her toward the door. When she opened it, she found a couple standing under a wide umbrella. The woman had dark hair tucked behind her ears and a bright smile. Beside her, holding a plate covered in foil. "Hi," the woman said warmly. "We're Ava and Daniel. We just moved into the house across the street last month. We realized we never introduced ourselves." Daniel lifted the plate slightly. "We baked too many cookies. Thought we'd share." Claire blinked, surprised by the simple kindness. "Oh, that's really nice of you." Rain tapped softly. Against the porch railing, Ava's smile didn't fade. "We won't keep you long. Ordinary." But as they stepped into her quiet living room, something shifted. They shook off rain, complimented her house, and placed the cookies on the kitchen counter. The smell of chocolate and cinnamon filled the air. It had been months since anyone stood in that space besides her. Conversation flowed easily. Daniel worked as a civil engineer. Ava taught art at a middle school nearby. They had moved from Seattle for Daniel's job. They were still learning the neighborhood. Claire answered their questions politely at first, careful not to reveal too much. But Ava listened closely, leaning forward with interest when Claire mentioned her job in publishing. "That sounds amazing," Ava said. "You help shape stories." Claire shrugged. "I just fix grammar most days." "That still matters," Daniel said calmly. "Stories matter." The way he said it made her pause. Time passed quickly. Laughter escaped Claire's mouth more than once. She felt rusty at first, like she had forgotten how to sit comfortably with others. But Ava's warmth and Daniel's steady presence made it easy. They didn't ask personal questions. They didn't pry about her relationship status. They simply about how hard it was to find good coffee in a new city. After nearly an hour, Ava stood. "We should let you get back to your evening." Daniel smiled gently. "If you ever need anything, we're right across the street," Ava added. "And if you're free this weekend, we're hosting a small dinner. Nothing fancy." Shh. Claire's instinct was to decline, to protect her routine, to avoid the effort of new connections. But another voice inside her whispered that she was tired of eating alone. Da. Sounds nice. She heard herself say thank you. After they left, the house felt different. Not louder, not brighter, just aware. As if the walls had witnessed something unusual. She walked to the window and looked across the street. Lights glowed warmly in their home. She could see silhouettes moving inside, close together, comfortable. She realized she had missed the feeling of belonging somewhere, even temporarily. The simple act of conversation, the comfort of shared space. She carried the plate of cookies back to the table and sat down slowly. The quiet returned, but now it felt heavier because she had tasted something else. She picked up her phone, almost. She didn't want to reduce it to small talk. It felt more important than that. For years, she had convinced herself that being alone was strength, that independence meant not needing anyone. But as she replayed the evening in her mind, the laughter, the warmth, the easy smiles, she felt the truth she had been avoiding. She wasn't as fine as she pretended. She missed connection. Later that night, she stood in her bedroom, staring at the empty side of the bed. She thought about how quickly she had grown used to silence, how she had stopped expecting company, how she had slowly built walls without realizing it. Across the street, lights turned off one by one. Claire brushed her teeth, changed into pajamas, and lay down. But sleep didn't come easily. Her mind replayed Ava's bright energy and Daniel's thoughtful tone. It had only been 1 hour. But something inside her had shifted. Not love, not anything dramatic, just possibility. And possibility can be both exciting and terrifying. The next morning, Claire woke earlier than usual. Sunlight filtered through the curtains. She brewed coffee and stood by the window again. For a second, she considered pretending the invitation never happened. It would be easier, safer, but then she imagined another Saturday alone, another quiet meal at her kitchen table. She took a slow breath. Loneliness had become familiar. Comfortable in a strange way. But comfort wasn't the same as happiness. She picked up her phone and typed a short message to Ava. "Dinner sounds great. What time?" The reply came almost instantly. 7. We're excited. Claire stared at the screen, surprised by her own quick smile. It was just dinner. Just neighbors. Yet as the days moved toward Saturday, she found herself thinking about it more than she expected. She even changed her outfit twice before work on Friday, testing options in the mirror. On Saturday evening, she stood by her front door with her hand on the knob. Her heart beat faster than it should for something so simple. This wasn't a date. This wasn't a big life decision. It was just crossing the street. But for Claire, it meant more. It meant stepping out of the safety of isolation. It meant risking closeness. It meant allowing people to see her not the polished, independent version, but the real one. She opened the door. Cool air brushed her face as she stepped outside. The sky glowed orange with sunset. Across the street, their porch light was already on. She locked her door behind her and walked forward. Each step felt small, but meaningful. Because after years of protecting her heart by keeping it closed, Claire was finally ready to let someone in.